In her upcoming book, 107 Days, former Vice President Kamala Harris reveals that former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg was originally her first choice for a running mate in 2024. In a new excerpt in The Atlantic, Harris explains why she thought America wasn't quite ready for that ticket. She writes that Buttigieg, quote, would have been an ideal partner if I were a straight white man. But we were already asking a lot from America to accept a woman, black woman married to a Jewish man. Part of me wanted to say, screw it. Let's just do it. But knowing what was at stake, it was too big of a risk. I want to go immediately to Pete Buttigieg's response, and then we can talk about it on the other side.
Well, I was surprised when I read that. I just believe in giving Americans more credit than that. My experience in politics has been that the way that you earn trust with voters is based mostly on what they think you're going to do for their lives, not on categories.
Now,
just take the compliment.
She was like, you were the guy.
Right.
And you know the thing that is very, and people just very smart,
right,
good at this. He's clearly going to be running again. A lot of this feels like it is 2028 kind of really kicking off because of this book.
Not kind of, no, be definitive. You said this on our call. No, this is the start of 2028.
This is the beginning where you're starting to see this book is coming out. She's kind of talking about everybody a little bit. They're talking back. Like that is how the kind of conversation starts. What I think is so fascinating is that this country is run on categories.
Yes.
Kamala Harris, as a black woman, ran with a straight white man, and they lost. So why would asking them for another make it easier? I think that is like it's really important to be honest about that. And that doesn't mean that America's bad because that would be too hard for people to swallow. But like we tried a white woman, didn't work. They tried we tried a black woman, it did not work. Asking them for another thing is very difficult for a lot of Americans to swallow.
And Jackie, are you looking at what I'm looking at?
Do we have time to play the Shapiro? Because we laughed in our office.
Play Pennsylvania. No, we don't have it. We'll read it.
We're going to have it read
Josh
it.
Shapiro says, she's going to have to answer to how she was in the room and yet never said anything publicly. This is about President Biden. I can tell you that I wasn't in the room, but when I was confronted with engagement with the former president, I was very vocal with him privately and extremely vocal with his staff about my concerns about his fitness to run for another term. You know what, sir? You were being vetted for vice president. You sat there in the room with Vice President Harris, and did you ask? Did you ask those questions?
Underscore the word privately. I was very vocal with him privately.
Because after that debate, Josh Shapiro on television, I think on MSNBC, was talking about how Democrats need to chill and that he's just fine. So they are going to have to answer for it.
We just need Gavin Newsom to weigh in, then we've got the
He's smart enough to keep his mouth shut.
For now.
His name is Bennett.
There's enough things going on.